Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well. Welcome to the Bat Theory section of the course. And as some of you may recall, my role in this class is to ask what happens when we take the knowledge, skills, and methodologies associated with the traditional study of literature and apply those same analytic methods and techniques to other forms and technologies of representation and communication. And there's a magnificent image there of an old movie theater. I'm sure I'm not alone in wishing that movie theaters still looked like this. I actually chose this particular image for a reason that the most hardcore Batman fans among you may immediately recognize. If you did spot it, let me know when we get a chance to talk in our first discussion. So what's the goal of having you think about these other forms of technology and communication? Well, it's essentially twofold. On the one hand, we hope that you'll begin to see that the skills that you acquire as an English major, the critical modes of reading, thinking, and writing that we foster, are transferable to the larger histories of media and the popular arts. And on the other hand, when we apply the methods of literary analysis to different kinds of texts and objects, sometimes we can discover the limits of those methods, the unquestioned presumptions and blind spots. And that's also a good thing, because it's only by encountering the limits of literary studies that the discipline will grow and change in the way that all intellectual disciplines must grow and change. The fact is that the ways in which we produce and consume media are continually evolving, and the ways that we think about and analyze media must therefore evolve too. Or to put it another way, if we can recognize that there's a whole range of representational forms that we can treat as texts, then we can also discover a new range of tools for reading them. Tools that can then also be reapplied, as it turns out, to our older and more familiar texts, in order to yield new readings, so everybody wins. Now, for this particular sequence, I have attempted to organize a discussion of literary and critical theory around a single pop cultural icon, Batman. Now, of course, to put it that way is to speak as if Batman is a single pop cultural icon, and that is something I will actually be calling into question. There are good reasons to resist the idea that there is such a thing as a single essential concept of Batman. After all, he has appeared in multiple iterations across every form of media since his debut in 1939, and creators and fans have engaged at times in some quite strenuous debates over which versions should be considered definitive and authoritative, and which versions should instead be regarded as deviant or even aberrational. Now, we will talk more about that as this unit of the class progresses, but for now, suffice it to say, I'm going to use these different and competing versions of Batman to try to illuminate some different and competing theoretical debates and concepts, including the concept of actually what constitutes an authoritative text. And we'll discuss that in our final module. In this first module, however, I'm going to use psychoanalytic theoretical concepts and vocabulary, the Jungian and Rankian theories of myths and archetypes, and also some of Freud's ideas about the relationship between repetition and trauma, the goal there being to illuminate our understanding of Batman's origin story. So that all happens in the next series of videos, and I hope you are all able to get something out of them, and maybe even that some of you will enjoy them. Okay, onward!